permission is shifted. Okay. So now the session is getting recorded.
Okay, great. Okay, Amurtha, you can start.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
So, Amurtha,
So
we have three new students today: Sujoy, Shubhadeep, and Amit. I think you know all of them. So they have just
that's
started
fine.
last class.
Uh, have they gone through the previous sessions?
Yeah, Sujoy, Amit, Shubhadeep, you can start
Yes,
interacting.
sir. I have completed the two videos. The remaining last video I'll be complete today, right? Sir?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
Hi, sir. For me, it is also same. Like I have already completed two video, and the rest I will complete it today, right, Mister?
okay. Okay. So guys, let's have a quick recap. So anyone, Paulo or Rakesh, can you guys just give me a quick recap what we have done in our last session?
Yeah. In our last session, we basically what we did is we created a class, a Fibonacci class, and we made it dynamic. Like if we want to print the first 20 Fibonacci numbers, then we can print it dynamically. Thus, we can put the value in the anonymous window, and the outcome will be there in the debug log.
Right. Except that
And
regarding test class.
yes, regarding text class, you just gave some tasks to us to create a test class for the Fibonacci class and the palindrome class that I have done, and also to read the trailer that you have provided the link of, and also I've gone through that, and that's it.
Okay. So regarding the test classes, have we got the basic understanding like what we are doing, what we need to do actually with the test
Yes,
classes?
yes, sir. But
Mhm.
not understandable from the trailer. I have completed from trailer, but it's not understandable. I am trying to the I am trying to write the test class on the calendar number and the Fibonacci series, but it is not done.
So should we go through that once again?
I have done that. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, you can share your screen, but I'm just trying to understand like whatever we have to write, that is a different thing. But uh, where it is stuck and what we need to understand, like what where it is stuck for Rakesh, that I need to understand first. Like what needs to be written, that is only syntax. I am not worried about that. Syntax is fine. Syntax you can always come up with, but I'm just trying to understand where it is stuck. What needs to be done for that?
Yes,
So
sir.
Rakesh, what you haven't understand? Uh, can you just explain like what you didn't understand?
Uh, First of all, sir, when I'm writing, like syntax is okay. Syntax is like okay, but then I am uh, I am put some parameter like I need some value. Okay, like I can put like 20 number 20, and then uh, what is the system dot assert equal to like value, and then
System.assert for now, forget about that. Did you get the understanding like why we write test classes?
yes, because of that,
That part is
it is
clear, right?
yes, because of the with the help of test class um, we can assign like we understand that my test class is it's my class is it's o- um, good or not. It's and then when we are deploying any class in our developer or production, or that is very important for the percentage of the percent of the test class. So that
Test
is
class coverage is required there, and the other
yes,
part
yes,
is that whenever we are writing anything like any class, we need to test what is our business scenario, right? Like
yeah,
whenever we are writing anything, that there must be some business scenario we are trying to cover. So whether that business scenario is covered properly or not, that is the main motto to write a test class, that I can check whether that is properly covered, whether I am uh, I whatever I have written, that is satisfying the business need. Okay, so that
yeah.
is the important thing to write the test class. That is the motto to write the test class, to check whether that is fine or not. So if that part is clear, then what else you cannot understand? Like that, if you are not understanding the syntax, that I can explain once again.
Yes, can you explain that before whole the test class? It is.
Sorry, didn't
Can
follow.
you brief the whole test class how it is doing that? Like,
Okay, that I can do. That I
yeah.
can. So Pallab, whatever you have done, do you want to share your screen?
Yes, sure.
Let's check that.
Is my screen visible?
Yep.
Okay, so this is the test class for the palindrome
Um,
number.
hmm. This is the palindrome number. This is for the palindrome number.
For the palindrome number.
And you have taken a list. Have we discussed how to use list, map, and set last day?
Yes, I think one time you said.
Okay, that I will go through in detail. Whatever you have written here, that is one of the important thing we are just going to check and look into. Anyway, so what is OBJ? Palindrome OBJ. In test
Uh,
class, we don't use system.debug. First thing, okay, because in
yes.
test class, whatever you are writing, that is not going to help you to understand uh, with debug. We write in the original class because we just want to check whatever values we are getting in the variables or something like that, to understand. Because test class, we are not going to look into that in debug mode practically.
Yes.
So system.debug would not help much here. You can
I
write,
just
would
I
not
just
help.
printed the value here so that I don't need to calculate like of my own. I just printed the values, then I copy the values and pasted over here. That's it. What I've done.
Okay, and why you have taken this list of
This
integer?
list,
Mm-hmm.
because I was unable to compare the integer with this list. There was given some error over here. So I have taken one list, put the value into the list, then I'm comparing the list with the list.
So why you have taken the list in line number 6?
In line number 6, I've taken the list because I'm showing you in the value.
Sir, sorry to interrupt here.
Mhm.
Like, can you give me a brief that what we are trying to achieve here? Like, I'm
There
not
is
getting it.
there is a logic we have written to find out whether a number is palindrome or not.
Okay.
This is the
So
logic.
we are trying to cover that up. Cover that using test class.
Hello. Okay.
Yep.
So I have taken the list over there because this list I've taken because I've taken list of integer and put the list. I'm returning the list basically. So
Why
I've
you
taken the.
why you are doing that?
I'm doing that because in first of all, what I thought basically to put all the palindrome number that I am getting, the rave part, to put the rave into a list. So basically, I've created a list at first, then I've made it
So
dynamic
this is number one is your method, right?
method, yes,
There you are just taking one integer as argument.
as argument, yes.
So with that argument, what you are going to achieve, what you are going to get from there?
What I'm getting is we can put any value in this argument in the system.debug, and that value will be compared with j, and we can get number till the number we want the palindrome of. Like if we put here, uh, okay, let me just do it one time. I don't- Okay, so it is basically till 30. How many times it is going to run?
Okay,
Like
so you are getting the max number or the boundary till the number you are just having you just want to check which number is palindrome.
yes, yes.
Okay.
So basically, I'm doing
Logic
that.
wise, that is fine. Only correct your indentation. The indentation is quite bad.
Sorry.
So that is fine. Now let's come back to the test class.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. Now let's come back to this thing with Rakesh. Rakesh,
Okay.
let's look
Thank you.
into this syntax. Okay,
Yeah.
what
Yes.
can you just share your screen? Follow,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
keep that screen there.
Okay.
So, first thing is that Rakesh, you tell me, can you understand this syntax of test class?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Where you are finding, what you are finding difficult here? Except system dot assert.
Yes, sir. Because that I know that is test and is test method. I know that all, but I am stuck in here. Like, what value I pass and then how to check.
Right. So ideally, whenever you are uh, like here, the uh, integer list is defined, and that is well defined because system dot assert or assert equals only checks whatever is your given value and whatever is your outcome. Now, let's say you are just checking one with one method. You are taking argument one integer. You are checking whether that is odd or even, and you are returning value true or false. Right? You can
Uh,
imagine the syntax. That would be a very simple syntax, like in your original class, that is you are returning boolean, public boolean, something, check even or odd, and within the first bracket you are taking integer x, something like that.
so, sir, only for the single value. When I
Single
am
value,
checking the list
just
of values,
single value,
I
right?
can.
Just single value.
Yeah, yeah. I
and
understand. Okay.
and you are just checking if x mod 2 equals to 0, return true, else return false. Fine. So
Okay.
only a boolean value you are just returning. Now, in your test class, whenever you are doing this, what you have to do, let's write it down. Let's create the class first. Check like there is a class, write down, just create one class for everybody. Just create one class, take one method, just keep only one method, and that method will take integer as argument, and it will return boolean. Okay, and that is, the boolean would be something like, either the boolean value can be true or false. So if that number is even, it will uh, return true. If it is false, like if it is not even, then it will return false. So you are just checking even whether a number is even or not. Okay.
Can you please repeat once again?
uh, with Within your class, write only one method which will check whether a number is even or not.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay, it will take integer as argument, and it will return true or false, that is boolean. It will return boolean. So Pallab, stop sharing your screen, and everybody write your code individual.
I have done, sir.
Rakesh,
Yes.
yep. You can just wait for 2 minutes so that everybody can complete that.
Okay.
Whoever has completed, start writing the test class. Just create the test class, create the test method. After that, what needs to be done, I will take. So Rakesh, do you want to share your screen?
Yes.
Good. Now let's go to the test class. Have you saved this class? Save it.
No, I am just writing.
Previous class is not saved. Save that. That is problem. So you need to close the class. Hmm. Put enter. Yeah. Now it should be fine. Save it.
Yeah.
Great. Go to the test class. You can make that private or not, but anyway, just put the test class method name. You can't. You can't.
Yes, sir. I am stuck in here.
You have to define the object of that class, and from that object you have to call the method.
Okay.
Call that method, or don't call that method. Don't call that method here. Now you write system.assert.
So first of all, I call the method, right?
No, don't call that method.
Okay.
Use system.assert equals. Not everything should be capital. Ideally, whatever the syntax, how it looks like, just keep that. Yeah. ASS put assert equals. In this expected, call the method acc dot the method name. Now just pass the value 5. You have taken integer as argument, so
A.
pass value 5, not a 5 value. Yeah. So it should not be even, it should be odd. So the
Odd.
answer should be false, right?
Yeah.
So whatever you have written after comma, remove that and put false. Right?
Oh. Okay.
Now you run this test class. Don't put test method, put something else here. What is your class name? Actual class name.
Actual class name. Even old class.
even odd class. Scroll down and check. Go back to even odd class. Right side, overall code coverage. In overall code coverage, right side, bottom right side, overall code coverage. You have the class name, percent, and lines. Yes. No, no. Open that. Scroll down to the class. If you have already crossed that, go
Yeah.
to the even. No, go back to the even odd class. The class you have written here in this list. You have the class lists here, right? At
Yeah.
bottom right, overall code coverage. Under overall code coverage, you can see all the class names there. Bottom right, bottom right. That is go to, not there. Come to bottom. Here you can see the class names, right?
Yeah.
Scroll up and go back to your class with the class name.
I don't understand what.
Come to bottom right. Can you see this name, overall code coverage?
Overall code coverage. Yes.
Right. Under overall code coverage, you have the class names. That is dated class, date
Yeah. Yeah.
demo class. Scroll and go to the class you have
Name.
written right now. That is even odd or key even odd class.
Yes. This is 83%.
Double click on that.
Just
Now
I
you
am.
can see what you which lines are covered and which lines are not covered. What does it mean? Now go back to your test class.
Oh, okay. So I am just testing only for false. I am not testing in
So
true
how it
for
is
the true.
working, that's what I am explaining right now.
Yeah.
So how it is working, you have defined this class and object. Till that time there is no coverage.
Yeah.
Okay. Now with this, within the system dot assert equals, what is assert equals? It takes two argument, this method assert equals. So first what it is doing, it is checking what I have to check with, and the next one is the what is my expected result. So what you are doing, you are just calling this method acc dot uh, condition event or cond event, whatever the method name you have given, right?
Yeah.
And with that you are passing argument 5. So that means it is actually calling that method from your class. You could have done this in the previous line as well. You could have defined a boolean variable, that is boolean b equals to acc dot cond event 5, and then you could have checked with that boolean 5, that boolean variable, say boolean b, then b equals to b comma false. You could have done that as well, but that is not required. That's why, like, we could reduce the number of statements. That's why I have asked you to write it here. So when you are calling this method, what is your business scenario? What I was explaining till now was technical. Now what is your business scenario? You know that whenever you have written that method, it will check the odd or even, and here you know you are giving some odd number. You are not giving any even number, right?
Yes.
So then what you are going to do, like what is your expected result? Expected result is false.
Yes.
So you, after comma, you have given the expected result. In system assert, first within the argument, first you are calling that method with a value, and then what you are doing, you are passing the value, what is your expected result. Here the expected result is false, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
So as it is matching your expected result, system.assert equals is passing, otherwise it would have failed. If you write here true instead of false, it will fail because that is not the actual result. Did you get my point?
Yes.
So this is the use of system.assert or system.assert equals. Clear?
Yes.
Now do one thing, cover another line which we have, just go back to the actual class so you can understand which line is not covered.
Yes. Only for true. I can write for the true.
So you can write for the true. Now, even if you don't write the system assert, then also it will cover. It can, you can cover your code without writing system.assert. But system.assert is the best practice to use. That is, whatever is your expected outcome, you can check that with static value. Whatever static value, say you have written something to check the account, check something on account, like if account phone number is something or address equals to something, then somebody needs to be assigned to that account. Okay,
Yeah.
so if that is your condition, what you have to do, within your test class you have to create one test data. Test data means that would be static data, you know what data you are putting, and with that argument, with that account, you can just pass that in your say method whatever you have written, and you can expect what is your actual outcome, what should be your actual outcome, and you can put that in system.assert equals, and you can check whether those two things are same or not. If those two things are same, then your system.assert equal will pass, otherwise it will fail. You can just simply write true in place of false, and you can check what can happen here. It will fail, and your test class will not pass even. But on the other hand, you can have the same percentage of coverage without system assert equals or system assert. How you can do that? Just comment out that line system.assert equals. Put 2 forward slash at the beginning of line 5. Then it will get commented out. Line 5. Now, put enter, remove this, put boolean b equals to acc.condevent. Boolean. Put 5, 10, whatever it is, like whatever you wanted to. Put 5 only, yeah. And complete that statement. Semicolon. Now run this once again. You would see there is no difference in your test coverage, and same lines of code is covered.
Yes.
Okay, so that means even if you don't write system.assert, then also your code can be covered. But the best practice is that always once you complete your test data setup and you execute your method, after that you must check that with system.assert to be sure that whatever you are trying to achieve uh, whatever business logic you are trying to achieve, you can achieve that. You are achieving it. Clear?
Yeah.
Now just put do another thing. Comment out this line, this line 6, and uncomment line 5. Put true at the place of false. Close bracket, semicolon, statement you need to close. Run that. Now check what is there. Click on that. Click on expand that. Expand that at the, yeah. Expand it. You can see the test method. Double click on that. What it is saying? Assert failed. Assertion failed. Right? This is the error.
Yeah.
And you can check in which line it has failed. Now go back to your, this is for your last test execution. It is not the current execution, because with current execution, it will only fail. Go back to your test class. Test class. Yeah. Return it back to true, return it back to false. And everybody write, why you are removing the bracket and semicolon as well?
It's automatically removes.
Okay, okay. For you. Okay. So now everybody try to cover that one line which was not covered, and you do it of your own. Save and execute that. Have you executed that?
Yes, sir.
What is the coverage?
It's automatically removed my bracket. I don't know why.
Now run the test class, because it was not executed with this.
This is 100%.
Previously it was 83%, right?
Yeah.
How that was 83%? Because
Because I am just test only for the false values, not true.
out of your, yeah, out of your uh, around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7. Out of your 7 lines, only 6 lines were covered. Most probably that was the scenario. Or what is that? No, there is 6 lines. So 5 lines were covered previously. You can
Yeah.
see the line at the right side, right? 6 by 6. 6 by 6 means that 6 lines are covered out of 6 lines,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Everybody got this point? Anyone who is not uh, getting this, not understanding this properly, let me know now.
Sir, I think the thing is like that I have not covered the third video, so that's why I'm not able to understand every single thing. But
So that,
I'll go through
that
that and
means you would not be able to follow this until and
yes, that's
unless
right.
you cover that third video. So
Yeah.
after third video, you have to go through this fourth video, and then you have to understand this one.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So don't do this uh, whenever you are coming to a class, if you haven't covered anything in your previous session, most of the time you will not be able to follow the that day's class. So except that, whoever covered the previous ones, did you get this?
So I got a logic, but I have to sing one more time the class, the test class.
Test class or this class?
No, no, test class, the second one.
Rakesh, can you just share the second test class? Test class, the next class.
This test class on even odd. Yes. So, sir, at the rate is test is because of the Salesforce will be understand this is a test.
Right,
I mean, this is a test class, right?
right.
And the public part I will got, but the second line also be they have a private static. So why we are
Private
using the
static means it will not be used outside of this class, and static means you can access that without defining any object. So anyway, when we are writing test methods, those must be static, because that runs from class itself, not by any object definition. So that is the standard syntax for this. Have you gone through the trailhead I have shared?
yes, but they have I'm also be facing a issue, so that's why
So what issue, like, have you covered that part or not?
whole part is not to be covered, sir, because I
Right.
cannot be
So
understand what is to be happened. So that's why.
cover that thoroughly, and
Mhm.
look into the video of third class. Then we can the previous one. Then
No,
I
sir.
can.
Huh. Actually, it's a static part I will understand, but first they have a start from public class, and second line, that means third lines also be there a private.
That is access specifier. For now, just think that this is the syntax you have to use. Public and private, I haven't explained that in detail. So that I
Yes.
will explain when I am covering the inheritance. Okay, that is
Okay,
the
sir.
important part to understand when we are going through inheritance.
This
So that
private part,
will come
right?
quite late.
It's
So
private
for
part.
now, just think that it is the syntax that I have to use for
Hmm.
my test class. Don't try to dig into that, the definition part right now, but understand what you have to write within your test method to cover your class.
Okay.
If you can get that part, for now you are done. That private, public, static, these things I will explain later.
Okay, sir. And so I have a one more question, sir. Like when we are run in a class like system.debug and the value,
Mhm.
but here why we can like put this whole
So
part
what is the utility of
like
system dot
8,
debug?
9, 10.
What is the utility of system dot debug?
System dot debug, that means we have print out the value.
You will print out something, you will print something in your log.
Yes, in
System.debug
logs.
will put your printing statement in the log itself. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here, we are not executing this class. We are not this test class. Within test class, we don't actually execute the test class of our own. Like this class, for this test class, have you defined any variable? Have you defined variable means have you defined any object of this class?
No, no, no,
Have you written anything to execute this method anywhere?
no, sir.
No. But still, when you are putting this run test, system, that is Salesforce,
Hmm.
is executing it from the background somehow and showing you the result and giving the test coverage of the original class, right?
Right, sir.
So, whatever we are writing here, that is not for us. Practically, system needs to understand whatever we need to do with the actual class and how that actual class logic will look like, all these things. So system.debug is required for us to look into what I have written, what I have printed, all these things. But here it does not need us to look into how system or what is going to be there in the lines of execution. Rather, if there is any error or if there is anything that needs to be intimated to us, you can look into this test log. System will tell you, boss, this is right or this is wrong in that test method. When you are running this, you will get that from that log, test log, not the system debug. If it is failed, you can see that it has given the error message, from which line the error is coming, all these things from there.
Hmm. Yes.
So system.debug will not be utilized here. Rather, system.assert will be utilized, because assert or assert equals actually give you, you have created some test data. Here the test data, for first method, the test data is 5. And
Right.
with your logic and your test data, what is your expected outcome? That expected outcome you can test here. So once, like if it is working with one data and your logic is generic, then it will work with every data, right? But
Right, sir.
as you have written one positive and one negative part, like one thing like one number can be odd and one number can be even. So you have written the logic for to cover both the things. So for that uh, you need to cover both the path. Like if you are putting 5, then obviously it will not go to that statement whatever needs to be done if it is even.
Yes.
So for that I had to write another method and cover the part of even.
Okay.
Okay.
And this overall code coverage, it will be show the percentage, how much percentage will be covered by actual class.
In actual class, yeah,
Yes.
with this test methods, what would be the actual coverage of the original class, not this class. Like test
Right.
classes do not have coverage. You don't need coverage for test class.
Yes, sir. The actual class.
So guys, do one thing, go back to your original class. As you have written check even or check odd, whatever was that, check even you have checked. Now write another method here that would be odd. Okay, to check odd, the same structure. Only thing is that it will take integer. Only thing is that If that is odd, then it will return true. Otherwise, that will return false. And without doing anything else in your test class, execute the test class once again and check how many lines are covered there at that time, and then write your test methods to cover 100%. Complete this thing in next 5 minutes, because this is very simple. You can just copy paste, just change two and three things, and then you can just sorry, yeah, and you can just check that what test coverage is there. So everybody just complete that part, and then we will move to our next thing today.
Uh, can I do in this class?
Exactly, do that in this class only. Don't write another class.
Okay. Okay.
Just define another method, and within that method you write that logic.
Okay.
I am facing some problem. Can I share once?
Yes. Yes, Pallab.
Yes, yes, it is coming up, I think. I just wrote this class.
It is not for single value. Just can you just do that thing first? We will come to this. This is a different logic. We will come to this later.
Okay, we can come to this later, but I am just asking that here is a error that is coming up. Why is that? I'm not getting it. I think for there is no argument there. Is that the reason?
What is event numbers?
Uh,
The list.
this is a list.
And what is next?
Next is where I want to. Next is basically a variable where I'm catching the values from the previous class.
Void mid. So go back to your original class. Where is your method?
Uh,
Mean.
this is my method.
Go back to your test class. So the object you have created, obj, that is of demo class test, not of demo class. Ideally, that should be the demo class object you should create.
Oh. Sorry. Yes, I got it. Failure. Failure is coming.
Check that error. Ideally, whatever we have told, you can complete that thing, and then for this one, we will come back and we will check.
Okay,
What is
okay.
it? Everybody done?
No, sir. I have just.
Okay, complete that.
Yes, sir. I have done.
Okay. And 100% coverage is there, right?
Yes, yes.
Everybody completed. Rakesh completed. Everybody else.
No, sir.
Okay, do it. So this is 10:14. From 10:20, we will start the next thing, that is the list. How to write, how to check that list, and what to do with the list and collection variables.
Sir, just one thing I want to ask you.
Yeah.
Like the first assignment that you were talking that we are talking about, like when you mentioned that if the number is even, then return true, and when the number is odd, then return false. Just
Right.
for a concept purpose, can we write this with the help of a ternary operator, any chance? Like, can we achieve
Uh,
that? Like,
yes,
I am trying to explain
yes,
your
but
situation.
let's not go into that right now.
Okay. Okay, that's fine, but just for a concept purpose.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Rakeshda, can you please share the even number class screen once?
Sorry, I didn't get your point. Yeah, hold up.
I asked to Rakeshda like if he
Yeah.
can share the even number screen once.
Yeah.
Why he needs to share? Why you can't write it of your own?
I have written it, but I'm finding a problem.
If you are finding any problem, try to solve that. Don't take the shortcut.
Okay.
If you are facing problem, you solve it. That is the end part. Like if you can't solve it in next 1 or 2 days, then you should check whoever has written that, and from there you can compare. Before that, you try to solve that of your own. Guys, have we completed? If not, try to do that after the after this class. And if it is not completed at all, then you can take help from Rakesh. Okay, let's start with
Yes.
the let's start with the collection framework, that is list, map, and set. So let me do this. Just give me 1 minute. So, guys, we we have seen that there are three different types of collection we can use. One is list, one is set, and one is map. So, what is list? List is unordered uh, collection of data. So that can be like it can have repetition, like it can have 5, 10, 15, and then again 10, again 5. So that this is the way we can, in general, we define list. Not only this, there is another way that I will show you, but this is the array representation of list. Okay, this is the array representation of list. In Apex, we can just put this third bracket, and within that third bracket, we can just provide the we can just provide I, or we can just provide the uh, index of the list and get the value. Like if I put my ints within third bracket 0, then I will get this element 1 after defining, obviously after defining this statement. And there is another way to define list. uh, Say this is the one. This is the other way to define the list. So in place of string, you can use integer, you can use double, or whatever it is. So list within uh, angular bracket, uh, with this less than and greater than sign. Within this, we have to define the data type. Then you have to provide the name of that collection. And with new list, again you have to mention the data type. And after that, if you just put bracket open close, first bracket open close, that means it would be a blank list. And if we have to put some value, we can just put that within second bracket. So within curly brace, we can just put the values. So this is another way to define a list. And the other part, how we can iterate through it, can how can we go through all the values of a list? We can go using for each loop. For each means within for, previously we have defined something variable and we have gone through I equals to 1, I is less than equals to something, I plus plus, something like that, right? So there was a loop variable which was incrementing or decrementing with integer values. Here the loop variable is itself the list. Okay, so within this we will get all the elements of the list one after another, starting from 0th element, that is starting from the beginning of the list. It will go through till end of the list, and within your what to say, within your loop, within the loop, you can get all the elements one after another. So let's do one thing. Within a class and within one method, just put this code and check what is the output. And again, do this with the other type of syntax, that is something like this. First you do this thing and then put this one. And then let's replace this syntax with this syntax and let's check what happens. Do that in your dev org and let's look into this. After that I will give you few homework which you have to complete. First let's test this out and then we will go to the next thing.
Printed when 1 to 10.
uh, Lots of feedback.
First code is like printed 1 to 10 values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 0.
Right,
Written
exactly.
1 to
Now
10.
just
1 to 10.
change the definition of the just change the definition of how you are defining the list. Okay, so it is int list, and print with that int list, just do the required changes for within the for loop and then print I. Ideally that should also do the same thing. I have missed the one in the second list with int list, whatever I have provided in int list, I have missed the one, and it has started with comma only, so that will give you some syntactical error. So just rectify that and execute. Rakesh, do you want to share your screen?
Sorry, sir.
Do you want to share your screen?
Can I?
Yep. Go back to the class. Comment out that line 3. and just copy paste the last syntax which I have provided, right? So you can see that the first value within the integer is not there, right?
Missing. Yeah.
So put 1 there. Now you have to change one thing in your for loop. What is that?
This variable name.
Not I, not I. So right now you do not have my ints, right?
Yeah.
My ints is not like you have commented means as if you haven't written that statement. So my int is not identifiable. What would be the name there?
Name is in list.
Right. So no, not there, not there.
Oh, okay.
That is I. That is your loop variable. Within that int I, you will get all the elements of the list, and you have to provide the list name after this colon. That is, in place of my ints, you have to put int list.
Okay.
Everybody got this point. So why I have given this, I just wanted to give you that idea, like where you have to put the list name or set name, and within what you can get this thing, right? So
I is so sir here I is like fixed in integer.
it is I is the loop variable here. Within I, you will get all the values of int list one after another.
Okay, so in list I can store the in list. I have stored the all the list in list, and then
Right.
in list all the value is assigned to this
You are
I, right?
iterating through in list. You are just
Okay,
running through in list with the variable I, and within I, you will get all the values one after another. That in first
okay,
pass the value is 1, the second pass the value is 2, like that.
okay.
Sir, if we directly print the in list variable, so what
Uh,
will happen?
it will print all these values, whatever is there in the within the list.
And specifically, if we need to bring some specific value like 5, then we need to use the index of 4, right? As you said,
Right,
1 will be
right,
0, 2 will be 1.
right,
Okay.
right. That is the list representation. Sorry, the array representation of list with.
Mhm. And for that, I guess we need to use some method or like get
No,
method or
no,
something.
no. It is simple like this. Int list 0 or int list 1 or int list 2, you can just put that.
Okay.
That
So
is fine.
just by the index number, we can call the actual value, right?
Right. The position within
Mhm.
that list, whatever the position is, that position it will take. Only thing is that it starts from 0. Ideally, it starts from 0. I have to check that. Yes, it will start from 0.
Mhm.
Okay. The other part, now you know how to put some values within a list, right?
Yes, add method.
No, not the add method. You can just define one list, and within that you can just put few values, 5, 10, 20, whatever it is. Now the point
Okay.
is, just write a code to check for all these numbers which one is odd and which one is even. Write down that code, print that which one is odd and which one is even in the list. It should iterate through all the numbers. Like with 1, it will say 1 is odd, 2 is even, like that, whatever the values are. And after that, we will change these values and we will check whether that is printing properly or not. So, Rakesh, how to do that thing? Like, what is the way to do that? How you will think through it, like with this statement, what you have to do one after another, just tell me the algorithm.
So, sir, I have just checked like if the uh, pin number is 1.
So till now, like this is the most important thing rather than writing any code. Think through the issue and what you have to do, write it down. And from there, you can just build the code. That would be very easy. So what is your statement? Let me share my screen. So what we have to do? We have to, what is our problem statement? You have one int list. Check which value is even and which one is odd. This is your problem statement, right?
Yeah.
So what you can do, how you can frame your solution, like what you have to do, define that int list, whatever it is. Now loop um, loop through the list, begin your loop through the list. How you can do that? With for each loop. So what is for each loop? You will put that integer I colon the list name. Within the loop, what you have to do? You will loop variable mod 2 equals to 0. Let's simply read print. Print even if loop variable mod 2 equals to 0, print even, else print odd. End of loop, right?
Sir, what this mod 2 equal to 0 signifies?
Mod is actually remainder. If you divide anything by 2 and there is no remainder,
Okay, got it, got it.
then it would be even.
Got it.
Okay, just check the syntax of mod. How we can do that? Modular operator in Apex class. Math.mod a comma b. So a will be divided by b and the remainder will be collected in sum.
Okay, got it.
Like this one, it the remainder is 3. So if you divide anything by 2, so what your syntax would be? Math.mod something divided by 2. If the remainder is 0, that means that number is even, right? So
Yes, right. So like it will
this thing
continue
is called
dividing, like if
algorithm.
the
Yeah,
number is
sorry.
4, then the result will be 2, and then the 2 will divide by the 2 again, like that.
No, how you divide any number? 2, and then 10. How you divide it? It would be 5, right?
Yes.
And here it would be 10.
Mm-hmm.
So
The ultimate result will be got it. 0.
ultimate result is 0. If you do the same thing, if you do this for 17, it would be 8, it would be 16. So your
The remainder
remainder
will
would be
be
1.
1. So it will not be 0, and then it will show odd. Got it.
So this is nothing but the algorithm. First, define your algorithm. Whenever you are getting your problem statement, think through it and put it down, like how you can define this. If you can define your algorithm, then obviously we'll be able to go through, like you can just, this one you just need to change it back in your syntax, right?
Right, sir. Got it. Thank you.
So Rakesh, what we have done till now, we have just defined till this thing, this variable, loop through the list. We have got those things within loop variable, and with this loop variable I have to check whether that mod 2 is 0 or not. If it that is 0, then we will print system dot debug
Not
even.
debug.
Otherwise we will print system dot
Automate.
debug odd. But don't do this with this even or odd only. Print the loop variable as well along with this.
Yeah.
Otherwise you will not understand what is there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yes.
So complete it and then let's look into it.
Okay.
Shubhadeep, do you want to share your screen? Let's see how you are framing this code.
Okay, sure. Yeah, please let me know if my screen is visible.
Not till now. Now it is happening.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Why
do it
you are writing that in anonymous window?
because
That is
I'm
a bit
not very confident enough to write a class right now. I need to go through the videos. Then I think, yeah, that's right. Is that fine for now?
that is fine, but your syntax is not correct.
Mm, yeah, I think so. So what do you say? Like,
Shubhadeep,
yes, sir.
you go through the videos first, then I will check with you next day. But don't miss. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, sir. There will be no possibility for me. So I will go through the video once.
Okay. Okay. Sushanto,
Yes, sir.
You
let's
can
check.
stop my sharing.
Yep. Yep.
Yes, sir.
Let's check what you are writing right now.
Yes.
Please share your screen.
Yes, sir.
Go to your class, man. Otherwise, what we will check.
Right, sir. It's not be completed right now, so that's why.
I can't see your class till now. Sushanto. Let's see what is there in your class.
Class I'm not writing right now, sir.
What? I couldn't follow you.
Uh, Class I'm not writing right now.
Okay.
Actually, sir, before what I will try this like that, but right now it's not completed. So,
Okay. Okay. Uh, Amit,
Hi, sir.
yeah. Can you share your screen and let's see what is writing in your class?
Sir, I also have not write it. I'm just figuring out how to do it. So,
Okay.
yes, sir.
so sir, can I go for in a right way or
Sorry.
can I go for in a right way as per my logic?
As per your logic, what you are trying to do, I didn't get your point.
Uh, can I go for the right way or should I
Yeah,
hold that?
you can directly. I just told like try to write this class. The initial things I have already explained. So
Mhm.
let's see how you are trying to build your class.
Okay. Yes, after completing, I will show you, sir. Or
Except Rakesh and Pallab, whoever is trying to write the class, or everyone is just listening to the.
Okay, sir. I'm sharing my screen.
No, Rakesh, I know you are writing something, and
Yeah.
Pallab is also writing something. But except that, who else is writing that class? No one, right? So, guys, let's stop the recording. Then we will continue.
I will write this before one actually.